Good evening. My name is Madarian Lampkin, and I'll be addressing my needs assessment, which was increasing school attendance at community schools and Welborn Middle School, SOW 4302. Agency overview. Back in 1960, Bill Mackin realized that youth were not getting their basic needs met. So he implemented citizen schools, also now known as community schools. Community schools was established in 1977 by Bill Mackin, who was the vice chairman. In 1996, High Point Citizen Schools became community schools. Community schools is a public, nonprofit agency, 501c3, which means that most of their funding comes from the public at large. The clientele served by the agency are youth who are at risk. Youth who are at risk include those who need interventions and also who are not doing great in school. The clientele that was served were over 7,000 people in the 16-17 year. As you can see, I put a picture of barriers, family care challenges, social challenges, and individual development challenges that the students face. So for instance, community barriers, culture gangs, which are at Welborn Middle School. So we would like to decrease the gang violence and also increase school attendance. So if there's less gang violence, then students will be more focused on school. Introduction. This new assessment will be addressing increasing school attendance at community schools, Welborn Middle School. As you see, I put truancy versus chronic absences. Truancy is referred to absences that are unexcused, while chronic absences refers to absences that are excused, but students miss more than 10 days each semester. So the plan was to develop an intervention that will help increase the attendance at Welborn Middle School. So we thought maybe implement attendance teams, making phone calls to parents, and also maybe doing incentives for students. So school attendance refers to as the number of students who attend school and the days that the students miss at school. The mission of Welborn Science Academy includes promoting academic achievement to a caring environment consistent with the middle school philosophy by encouraging responsibility, decision-making, cultural understanding. So phase one. Phase one is what is. So needs assessment are used to identify strategic priorities and to define results to accomplish. So as you can see, I've been a picture that shows the steps that it takes to implement a need. So the first step would be identify the problem. The second step would be determine the design of the needs analysis. Then we would collect the data. After collecting the data, we analyze the data, and then we'll provide the feedback. So the committee for the needs assessment included the author, which is me, the school social worker, and the field supervisor. The field supervisor was Ms. Raven Jefferson, and the school social worker was Ms. Benita Baker. So the school social worker and the field supervisor has access to many different resources throughout the community to help increase the attendance at Welborn Middle School. And before I say that, we are currently looking for resources to help see what's out there to increase attendance. Also, Welborn Middle School recently partnered with Attendance Work, which shows the attendance rates, and also is a website that has data and shows what should be implemented to help increase the school attendance at different schools in Guilford County. As you can see, this is the PERT chart, which explains the steps it takes to implement a need. So the first step I did was I determined the need, and after determining the need, I had to upload the need and get it approved by my professor. After getting it approved by my professor, I created surveys and I analyzed the data from the survey. After analyzing the data from the survey, I met with the school social worker and the field supervisor. After meeting with the field supervisor and the school social worker, I then gathered the data from the survey and I proceeded from there. Then I followed up with the field supervisor and the school social worker to find out what resources are there to help students increase their attendance and why are the students missing school. And overall, the needs assessment should be finalized by December 13, 2018. As you can see, this chart right here shows the percentage of attendance based off the 17 and 18 year. As you can see, Welborn Middle is at 93%, while other schools are above 95 up to 98%. The school currently struggles with keeping up with attendance, and so we would like to implement maybe an attendance team or doing phone calls to parents, which will inform their parents that their child misses school and do they know their child has missed school. Also, Welborn Academy has one of the lowest attendance rates among the Guilford County area, so we would like to bring our rate from 93% to 98%. Out of 317 students enrolled at Welborn in the 17-18 year, 20.5% were chronically absent, and 16% are absent missing more than 19 days. So we would like to decrease that amount and bring down to at least students missing 2 days throughout the semester instead of missing more than 19 days out the semester. The data sources that we utilized were the field supervisor and the school social worker. To get the need, I met with the school social worker and the field supervisor, and they helped me pick which need needed to be implemented into the school. Also, data was found by conducting surveys, utilizing the data that the school currently has, and also doing research and analyzing a literature review. As you see, I put this chart on here because it shows that Welborn Academy is at 93%. And as I previously mentioned, we like to see that rate up to 98%. So overall, phase one describes what is the need assessment, what is the need, who is the mock committee, and who will be helping throughout the need, and what steps did I take to complete the need. Phase two, I will gather data and analyze the data. As you can see, this chart right here indicates the effects of chronic absence on dropout rates are cumulative. So the more chronic absences that students have, then the more likely that they will drop out of school. We would like to see students succeed and become successful in school, and also be in school and increase their attendance. So research shows that school attendance is a significant problem in schools in Guilford County and all throughout the area. The 2013 North Carolina statute 115C indicates that the rules should require principals to limit students to have 2 days throughout the semester for religious reasons and be excused for religious reasons. Also, Guilford County has 15% of students who are absent more than 18 days out of 72,000 students. That is more than 10,000 students who are absent. So we would like to see that decrease as well. Continue. So the target group was the entire school, because out of all schools, all students attend school. So the target group would be the entire school, and we would like to see that the entire school attends school. So we would like to bring that rate up instead of decreasing the attendance rate. With this need implemented, Welborn Middle will have higher attendance rate, higher graduation rate, and also students will be able to succeed academically. A desired outcome of the goal would be that the amount of chronic absences decrease by 15% within the first 2 months, and also we would like to see that the number of students who miss more than 7 days decrease to 2 days. And also we can add incentives to students who come to school. So maybe the students get perfect attendance, or maybe they miss 1 day, but they will be rewarded for their good behavior and for attending school. So data. A questionnaire was sent out to the students. And so there was pretty much 8 questions, which was pre-test, post-test. So I did a before survey, and then I did an after survey of the same questions. And out of that, I analyzed the data to see if the need was worth pursuing. So as you can see, here is the survey that was utilized to help see if the need was worth pursuing. So the first question I asked was, what grade are you in? After that, I asked, how do you get to school in the morning? About how often do you miss an entire day of school? Who notices if you miss school? Do you or your family receive a phone call from someone at school to see if you miss school? When you miss school, what is one of the main reasons why? What would be helpful for you to attend school? And then the last question was, what would encourage you to attend school every day? So these following charts represent the data from the 17 to 18 years. first 2 months. So as you can see, I picked 2 questions which will best represent that the need will be worth pursuing, which was, how often do you miss an entire day of school, and do your parents receive a phone call if you miss school? So as you can see, 32% said that they never miss school. We would like to see that rate go up to about 98%, sorry about that. And 34% said yes, that their parents receive a phone call. We would like to see that increase as well, because if parents receive a phone call that their student is missing school, then the parent would be more concerned, and it would show that they are worried about their child attendance and what is going on with their child. So by collecting data from the questionnaire survey out of 224 students, it showed that implementing an attendance team or some type of attendance solution will be well needed at Welborn Academy Middle School. Continue. So this is the data from the 18-19 year. I utilized the same 2 questions and I took the data. So as you can see, there was an increase from 32% to 40%. But if we keep working on our goal, then we can reach up to 98%. And as you can see, there was an increase in students who said yes, that their parents do receive a phone call. As I stated previously, we would like to see that rate increase even higher. And you can see, these are the consequences that Welborn Middle School will face if they do not address the need of attendance. As you see, schools create interventions. So if they do not address the need, then schools will be able to schools will be able to do interventions. But if the schools start early interventions, they would then, throughout the semester, then they would have to worry about implementing interventions late in the semester. Also, less students graduated. So at Welborn Middle School, we would like to see all the students graduate and all the students attend school and become successful. And lastly, the school's academic levels to decrease. So if students do not attend school, then Welborn Middle School's academic levels will decrease. So the more students that attend school, the academic levels will increase. And also, I put a picture of a teacher and a student working one-on-one and helping the student pretty much with his homework and seeing what basic needs that the student needs. So the difficulty to correct this need was medium, because that I know that Welborn Middle School and CIS can partner with other agencies throughout the area and also make a team to help increase school attendance. So it is important to intervene early so that schools can see the results and also see what they need to do and what steps they need to take to help reach solutions for attendance. So I did see that the summary findings indicate that children in poverty and children with disabilities face missing school more because they have less resources. So at Welborn Middle School, CIS provides a backpack program, they provide basic needs for the students, also they provide one-on-one services, and also they provide referrals for students who are in need. So at Welborn Middle School, we recently had a problem where a student's house had burnt down. So we referred them to Turning Point 180, and also we referred them to American Red Cross. So if students lack services, then they will feel disconnected from the community and they will feel disconnected from the school. So we want the students to feel more engaged and more connected to the school. So you see, this is negative effect on poverty of education. So students have difficulty in behavior, they'll have less motivation to learn, also literacy and lower achievement in school, less participation in extracurricular activities. We would like to see students attend more curricular activities and also see their parents increase more extracurricular activities. The more that they attend, then the more engaged that the parents will be and the more engaged that the students will be. And if the parents and students are on the same level, then maybe the parents can talk to their child and attend school and seeing what can they best do to help their child attend school. Also, we have interrupted school attendance, as I mentioned before. If the child is facing poverty, then they may have a lack of motivation to attend school. So once we find out what is going on with the child, then we can speak with that child and see what we would do or what it would take to help the child increase their attendance. Also, we had another situation at Welborn Middle School where they're doing an HBCU tour, and some of the students, cannot afford to attend the tour. So we met with the child one-on-one, and we asked the child, what can we do to help? So if we always ask the child, what can we do to help as far as attendance, then maybe attendance rates can increase as well. So addressing this need will help schools realize that school attendance is important. So overall, phase 2 summarized the data and also the results from the survey and also whether the need was worth pursuing. So phase 3, decision making. So creating a need and trying to implement the need can be difficult. So difficulty that I faced was trying to reach out to certain people. So I wasn't sure who I would reach out to or where I would get my information from. Another difficulty that I faced was utilizing the data from the surveys. So at first I wasn't sure what questions to use to show that attendance is important and that attendance matters and why do attendance matter. So I had to work through those solutions and pick which will work best. As you can see, these are risks that Welborn Middle will face if they do not address attendance. So lower attendance rates at Welborn Middle School. So if Welborn Middle School do not address the need of attendance, then the attendance rates at Welborn Middle School will continuously decrease. But if they address the need of attendance, then the attendance rate will increase. Also, students will feel left out and lonely. So with students feeling left out, they will start facing social isolation in which they would not attend school. So we are implementing a group of students, and with those students, we are addressing social isolation issues to help see why students are socially isolated and what can the school do to help students become less socially isolated. Also, graduation rates will decrease. So if students do not attend school, then more than likely they will not graduate. But if the students attend school, then graduation rates will increase. And if the need is not met, then it could affect the entire school because there will be more chronic absences. And we would like to see less chronic absences, not more chronic absences. And the main factor that might affect the possible solutions will be the determination of the team and the rates at which the school works. So if the team is more determined in getting the solution fixed of attending, then the attendance rate would increase. So as you see, these were some possible solutions. So solution 1, parents being contacted more frequently. So maybe if parents are contacted, then we can find out why students are missing school, what is going on in the household, and how can we help as a team to help the school's attendance increase. Also, we can utilize some schools' resources. So maybe doing a newsletter to let parents know attendance rates, the overall goal, and the mission, and what is going on throughout the semester so that parents can be aware and see that attendance matters and that attendance is important. Also, you can have an open door policy for parents to come speak with the teachers. So if teachers have an open door policy, then maybe parents could just come in and talk with the teacher and address the needs or what is going on in their household. And also the student can come in and also talk as well so that all three can know what's going on and they can best set up a solution to help the student. And we're going to make an attendance team. So the attendance team would consist of school social worker, field supervisor, the officer, which is me, school guidance counselors, the principals, therapists that the schools have. And all of us will come together, meet bi-weekly, and discuss solutions to help increase attendance. So I'm willing to speak on this. So we actually just had our first attendance meeting for the attendance team, which was implemented currently. And so we basically talked about what can we do, what students were chronically absent, what students missed more than 10 days. So we had 14 students who missed more than 10 days. And so the overall goal is to decrease chronic absences and decrease the amount of absences that students miss. And so the solution was going to students' houses, doing home visits so that we can find out what is going on, how can we best help, and do they need any needs? Do they need anything? Also, as I mentioned before, we can start early interventions. So starting early is always the best goal to help increase attendance. So after those solutions, I decided that implementing an attendance team would be the best solution. I thought implementing an attendance team would be the best solution because we can all work together as a team, and we can all address the issues that are going on, and we can work more of a one-on-one, hands-on with the student. And so I rated the contacting the parents at 3 because the parents would have to be more concerned about their student, and the staff cannot be more concerned. If the staff is more concerned, then they would have to be on the same connection. So if the parent and the staff are on the same connection, then the student will be more connected as well. And so the action plan was to document each time there was an increase in attendance to see if the attendance team really would work or if it was worth pursuing. So to evaluate the risk of the semester by the utilizing attendance team, the school can check and see if there was an increase in student attendance. So if there was an increase in student attendance, then we will realize that the attendance team is currently working. So phase 3 was decision making. So I had to decide what was best, what would work best, what risk there was, the cost, and everything. And so in conclusion, quantitative data provides an overview of the school's attendance. As I mentioned before, only 32% of the students had missed school in the 17-18 year, while in the 18-19 year, there was only increase to 40%. So as I stated before, we would like to see that increase to 98%. So our goal was to increase to 98%. This data shows that there was a need to implement solutions for the attendance team. And the attendance team will be implemented by December 13th, in which we have already currently started the attendance team. And these are my references. And thank you.